You are now watching Science Speaks.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Sire Speaks. I am your host, Sire Saru. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Kanye West's infamous Drink Champs episode. So I know that I told everybody originally that I was going to be airing this podcast on Friday, but I have a lot of stuff that I'm, getting done, in my personal life, taking care of stuff. I'm saying? I ain't really get a chance to get around to it. So, I just wanted to make sure, that I came through on my promise and actually, did this podcast for y'all. And, when I tell you, like, the most stuff has been, like, trying to keep me from, like, doing this podcast. So it's like, I feel like it must be something important that I'm going to say on here, if it's that deep, So, hey, let's jump right into it, man. So essentially, anybody that doesn't know, Kanye went on a rant, on Drink Champs and, said a lot of things. A lot of the stuff was controversial, because a lot of the stuff he said holds some weight, and anybody that doesn't know, I would, encourage you to watch the video yourself, to find out. But ultimately, Kanye talked about how black people don't run, the media, a certain nationality, a certain, ethnicity of people run the media, and they benefit off of black folks, by way of that. I don't want to say the exact nationality because I don't want to get banned for what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get as much information out as possible, but anybody that knows, you go watch the video yourself, you'll figure that out. And, that brings me to my first point, about this whole topic. It intrigues me that so many people didn't see the video, but they got opinions about what happened, and what was said. I'm like, I'm sitting here like seeing a million different comments and all these videos and response videos. People like, oh, Kanye said this, he said that, but they didn't actually watch the video. Like, I'm asking people like, yo, you watched the video? Like, literally everybody's like, nah, I ain't watched the video myself, but I seen other people talking about it and I seen all these memes about it. So I got the gist of it. I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have as black people is that we don't want to put in the full effort to, gain full understanding of things. That's why we're dead last in everything. Every category you can imagine, we're dead last except sports. You know what I'm saying? Or the music industry. But it's ironic because those two, those two dynamics are ran by, a certain group of people that's not black people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it makes me concerned, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's like, yo, all you gotta do, I mean, the video itself is like 3 hours long, 3 hours and some change. I'm like, yo, y'all sit through a movie that's that long, you know what I'm saying? Like, you watch a football game that's that long, but you don't want to watch, something that's being debated on a high level across all the platforms. See, this is the thing. I think the real reason why it caught a lot of attention and a lot of negative press is because he spoke on some things that might not have needed to be brought to the light by the people who don't want it to be brought to the light. He talked about how, Kanye talked about how, we don't run the media, but we're being exploited for everybody else's gain. And it's true. I mean, black people pretty much are pop culture at this point, and we're, yeah, you got a couple of people that's making money off of it, but they're only making a fraction in comparison to the people that's running it. So he brought up the question, why do we not run our own stuff? Why do we not have control of our own media? Then we can have control of the narrative that we have, as a people. Because if you think about it, all the imagery that's put out there about black people is just all negative. And what's crazy is that negativity then influences itself. Because if you got movies and shows about robbing, stealing, and killing, then the whole time, kids are seeing that, young adults are seeing that, they're going to be influenced to do those things and perpetuate those same ideals in the physical realm. That's a problem, and Kanye talked about trauma economy, pretty much is the concept that, black people, we kind of revolve our lives and expectations around trauma, in a media sense, in a art sense, in a psychological sense. The media that's here in the West, man, they use so many triggers to, get black folks all riled up about certain things. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it causes us to be distracted from what's really the issue, what's really going on. Y'all got us focusing on slave movies. Y'all got us focused on, movies from the 50s, movies about stuff that happened in the 50s. And it's like, bro, like, we're not in that time no more. Like, let's focus on the present and start planning for the future, but that all goes into effect with, the idea of the whole trauma economy thing. It's like, yo, like they want to keep us feeling as though we're in the past. They don't really want us to figure out that we have the tools and capabilities to do things right now, to better our lives. And I'm not saying like we want to rival against anybody, but it's just like, yo, like, we're dead last in everything, bro. Like, and finances is number one. You know what I mean? We could sit and sing Kumbaya and say, oh, money ain't everything. But unfortunately, money does play a major factor in the way that we live our lives, and if you don't have a lot of money, if you don't, control the money that you do have, you're going to be in a bad space, and right now we're experiencing that drastically, and I think we need to do a better job at examining that, and come up with some real solutions. We got more opportunity now than ever before, and that's something else Kanye talked about. It's like, he was like, why is it certain groups of people, they could work together, but black people can't? Why is it, this group of people, they're not, always predatorial, in terms of, how they treat others, in their own community, but in the black community, it's like, rob, steal, and kill, like that's it, and it's like, we got to do better than that, man. We got to, and, another thing Kanye talked about, is the fact that they benefit off of our destruction, like they're not going to put music out there that's positive, that's talking about, good things that's going on in our community, or good things that we plan on doing. But they'll easily let you make a song talking about killing black folks. You know what I'm saying? And it's just weird because I don't think any other group of people would even, be like, I'm trying to figure out the right way to word it. I don't think any other group of people would be interested or invested in making, music or any kind of media content talking about the destruction of their own people. You don't hear from nobody else, bro. Like, you don't see white people doing that. You don't see Spanish people doing that. You don't see Asian people doing that. You don't see Russians doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see no other group of people doing that. It's just black folks. And it's like, it's weird because so many of y'all love that music, bro. Like, y'all be hype over that. Like, y'all be like, yeah, that's my jam. And I'm like, wow, bro, like, that's what you respect. We got to do better, man. We got to do better. And, for me, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I got it all figured out, but I do know that it's a problem, and it's sad, man, and Kanye was talking about things that a lot of people, you know, was saying was just conspiracies. Like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You know, if you think that, you know, there's entities and groups of people that's invested in this, but then to hear somebody who's at the top saying it, I think that's what really kind of drove the concept home for a lot of people. You know, it's like, oh snap, like it's not a fire drill anymore, you know? And it's like he put himself on the chopping block, you know, by doing so. I feel like he could have went about it a lot of different ways. But, you know, I don't know, maybe he felt it, you know, he had a, you know, conviction, you know, in his heart to speak on it. You know, who knows, he might have an alternative motive behind, you know, trying to get that kind of attention. But, you know, for the most part, regardless, you know, he spoke on something that, you know, we need to start looking at. Why are we not in control of our own media? You know, and it's like, we want to see better about our own people, but it's like, if you're not in control of the media, like whoever is, they're going to put whatever narrative out there that they want, you know? So, I'm gonna have to cut this short. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, you know what I'm saying? Just for time's sake, you know, I wanna dive a little bit deeper into this. So, yeah, stay tuned for that second part. All right, peace.